Okay, we're back. Jay, we're back.
Oh yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're still on the standby screen, but we are we're unmuted. Hi everybody. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay. I don't really know how to preface this without giving away what we're doing. Hold on, I'm getting. Hold on, this is inopportune timing. Okay. So first we're gonna do is go to the screen. I gotta change outfits. Hi. It's me. Jay's behind the camera, I guess. It's just me right now.
I'm off screen, yeah.
Yeah, you're off screen, right? So I actually don't really. I didn't think of a way to preface this, so I'm just gonna do it. Hi. Welcome to V 2.0.
Oh!
Oh shit, I was supposed to do... well, it's okay.
Okay.
Hi. This is what the special reveal was. I have a updated model. It's not necessarily new. It's just updated. I commissioned Jupiter for this, and now I'm bigger. It's hard to, I mean, you can tell from the, actually I can, hold on, I gotta, I found out I can do this today.
Got two of them.
I got two of them. Except they're not exactly looking the same direction. Nope. You can see the, when it's side by side, you can see the difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the new model. You don't need to switch anymore. I got Jupiter to do this. It's a little bigger. It's actually still using the female base, but that's like all not important technical stuff. This will be V going forward from now on. The one on the right, or the one on the left will be, as of right now, retired. And this will be the new one forever, until I guess I get a new one. That's pretty much it though. For the reveal, I wasn't able to plan a whole lot of like a big huge thing about it. Jesus. That's it. So I guess now we can keep going with the normal stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoy the fact that for a hero themed show, this is the second live on air power up we've had, because I had one as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did do that.
I did the Skyrider color switch transformation from the old pink into this one.
That's right.
I love the new model though. That looks really good. I was wondering when it was like secret thing, I was like, racking my brains like, do I know
Not a
about
thing
this?
I know about.
I was like,
No,
a secret, and I don't know about
I
it.
got this like yesterday. Jupiter handed me this model like yesterday, I think. So I was like, should I wait? Should I wait to do it next week? And I was like, I'll just do it during the podcast. By the way, if anybody was wondering about this, you might be like curious about the super without the kaiju. You can remove the gear from the rest of the kaiju and just use the gear as it is.
Funny.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't have time to put the girl dad shirt in. Even if I did, I would have lost it because I lost all my stuff. I will have to show you guys that later. Wait, I can pull out. Let me pull out something that's funny as hell. Hold on. No, I didn't really have time to plan for this. This isn't like a great reveal, but it's just what it is. Save as penis. .jpg. Here's an actual size difference version of the
real.
Old, yeah. It's the same zoom. It's the same. It's the same zoom and angle. That's the difference in the size.
No.
Yeah. I actually had to
God
zoom.
damn.
On the default zoom on Vroid, it's too big. It's too tall.
Hey yo.
Yeah, the thighs are slightly bigger. Shoulders, mostly the thighs and the shoulders are bigger. All of this will be like on social media and stuff when the stream is over. God damn.
God damn.
God damn. Hey, Selznick, thank you so much for the follow. We haven't gotten a goddamn from George in a minute.
It's been a while. It's been too serious. He's been too busy trying to act. So, is the official ruling on this? Did you just used to be short, or are you now very tall?
Yeah. I like to think of the official ruling as just that the model matches the lore better.
Right. I was wondering also, I'm glad you're demonstrating this. I was wondering if it was just for the normal suit and jacket, or if you just had...
Oh, it's got everything. I haven't had time to render everything out with all the old outfits, but they all still fit in everything.
Hey. Like gills with the short horns,
like
yeah?
Gills with the short horns.
I take that. It would be really funny if the little V hair flick you've got was like slightly bigger now.
What?
Slightly
It's
longer.
slightly bigger?
If the little V hair flick you've got, the points of that were a bit longer. Your antenna.
Boobs?
Boos.
The antennas. Yeah, no, nothing actually changed in terms of like texturing or design. Just the proportions, which is good actually. We didn't have to end up editing anything. Yeah, it's more like that the model is more in line with how people already draw V anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess now we can segue into the podcast part, the talk, the free talk. I guess I should call it free talk. Yeah, the shoulders being wider is a big one. That's really what I was aiming for. So okay, get this slut out of here. So what we're doing? So like, if you like, all of you have probably been to these before. What we do here is the music is too loud. Sorry. You're right. It was too loud. I screwed that up. You know, we talk about things. I don't know if we'll actually talk too long today. I'm not sure, but I've decided from here on out to edit the stuff that's not allowed to be on YouTube differently than this stuff. So from here on out, these parts will go up on YouTube, and the other parts will stay on Dailymotion. I still have a backlog of like 6 videos, or like 6 episodes of this to make. Thanks, Mommy. So I don't know when you can expect this one to come out. I might put this one up first because it has like new relevant stuff in it, you know, because of the model and everything. And then I might just backlog the rest of them afterwards. I don't know. I actually have one from like 6 weeks ago ready to post. It's all a mess right now. But basically going forward is that this segment, we're not going to stress much about keeping it on topic the whole time, not like we do anyway.
Yeah.
And it'll be a lot more of a free talk, which again it already is anyway. And it'll go up on YouTube separate. Like, we'll still talk about the episodes we watched, but it'll be in a different place basically. And I guess I'll probably link back and forth to it. Anyway, have I seen the Ultimate Decker PV? No, actually I haven't. I don't know if you have.
What's PV mean?
The preview, I guess.
Oh yeah, with like the trailer. Yeah.
The trailer.
New? Have I seen new? I saw the one that's got like all the characters for Guts and all the Ultra forms and such.
I ain't seen shit.
I mean, it looks fun. I'm getting a better vibe off it than I did off the Trigger at this point, which is probably not hard, but it's hard to say. My perception of Trigger has been colored a bit in hindsight.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I thought about it at the time.
I feel like I really can't say I remember what we all felt about Trigger. I know we were all pretty hot coming off of Zed. But I feel like Trigger was really a thing where it's like nobody really wanted this.
Yeah.
But we were all sort of willing to give it a try. I feel like the original general consensus for Trigger was like not confident in it, but not unwilling to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Which I feel like Decker, I already have 0 expectations.
Yeah, it can only go up, really.
I mean, it could be worse than Trigger.
It could actually be worse, but
narratively.
I don't know. I'm seeing more that I can imagine working more interesting. I can see it being more interesting than Trigger, which is at least something.
Maybe it's just because you don't know anything about Dinah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm in the best position of having absolutely no association.
I feel like the only people I saw who enjoyed Trigger were people who openly admitted that they had no relationship with Dinah or with Tiga. I mean,
yeah,
like people like I know Jackie likes it. Not to single Jackie out because I've heard other people saying it too, but it's like, I liked Trigger because I had no expectations for it because I don't know anything about Tiga, but. So maybe Dinah will go over better generally because nobody fucking knows anything about Dinah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinah. I know Dinah. I mean, I will have some. I talked about this, like, was it last week that I was like, I have a certain level of affection for Dinah because of his appearances in Ultra Galaxy or not Ultra Galaxy, Ultra the Zero movie, and also Saga. I have a certain level of like affection for a character I actually know nothing about.
He was in that one SFM music video.
That was a really good. If it's not at least as good as that SFM music video.
That is the standard
of him fighting.
That's my biggest association.
Heisei Gigan.
Oh, funny fucking guy. Before we get too into Ultraman, what did we think of the episodes this week?
Oh yeah,
Goes to show.
They were
Still
good.
the two most normal shows.
The two best shows on the air right now. The only two shows on the air.
I was gonna say the only show.
The two best Toku on air right now. There is no other Toku on the air right now.
That's it.
Ultra Chronicle D literally isn't a show. I mean, it's literally
That's
not
nothing.
a show. It's just clips of other. It's like cut down clips of other shows. You know, the Ultra Chronicle will do that shit where it's literally like, they won't even finish the episode. Ultra Chronicle Tiga used to do that.
It did.
They even showed Dinah and Gaia episodes in that too. But they wouldn't finish the episode. They would show you like a really key scene of like a really big episode, and they'd be like, and then Zero would be like, "Man, that was crazy, right?" And then just cut to something else.
Wasn't that fucked up? Isn't Juggler's Juggler annoying? Is my favorite thing he ever said.
No, he's like, Tiga's really fucking cool.
Tiga to me is the ideal form changing Ultra. He's so hot.
It's so funny because Zero's form changings is not from Tiga.
Yeah,
he got that
gets
ability
shit
from other people, and neither of those people were Tiga.
From fucking Dinah and Cosmos, right?
It was Dinah and Cosmos, yeah, because all of his
Funny.
all of Zero's form changes are based on
Luna
the name.
Miracle.
Like, Luna Miracle is based on Cosmos Luna mode and Miracle.
Dinah type.
Miracle type, yeah. And then Corona Strong and that's the only ones, right? Luna Miracle and Corona Strong.
The blue and the red.
The blue and
classic
red
stuff.
Rumor has Don Murasame being purple. Is that
That's
just the
crazy.
evil character? Is that just the evil color now?
Oh no, he probably is. And the
Stacy
thing you
set
said
a
about
standard.
him, Shark Ninja themed. Oh, that's so evil.
That's Kaku Ranger.
Is that?
I mean, they weren't shark themes, but they had those shark bikes. Do you
They
remember?
did have those shark bikes. I remember from that the famous American Ninja scene.
Those were in Power Rangers too.
YouTube keeps that's one of those videos. I don't know if you have this.
Keeps recommending it.
YouTube will like you've watched this so many times. Do you want to watch it again? I'm like, I can always.
Don't mind if I do.
I can always go for American Ninja again.
American Ninja.
Hey, you.
Episode. Hey you.
See you again.
That's Stacy's color. That's Stacy's color.
If we have an Inoue sanctioned Stacy, that's gonna be.
He's not gonna be a Meow Meow.
He's not. What is Inoue's equivalent to that kind of character?
A Meow Meow?
Narratively. Yeah, what's a Meow Meow to Inoue? Because he has
protagonist.
something. Fuck, that's right. Most men.
Otoya? No, Wataru.
Oh, Water. Yeah, fuck that.
Fucking Kiba from Fives was his version of a poor little Meow Meow.
Oh my god, he was. Oh, Kiba was born in a wet cardboard box all alone.
Just the most he doesn't like. Inoue's version of like a sad tragic man is a lot different than like Komura's version of a sad tragic man.
Yeah, for real. I can't be thinking about Kiba in those terms.
Kiba was evil. Well, he wasn't, but he was an antagonist.
He went through bits and pieces like that.
Technically,
all the characters in Fives went
technically
through a lot.
Speaking, not including the Orphanot King, which doesn't count like at all.
Nothing.
He is the most major antagonist at the end of the show.
He is the final boss.
Kind of. He basically is.
Yeah, I mean he's literally the boss of Snotbrain at that point.
And Kaiser.
He is the real Kaiser.
The real Kaiser.
Such an Inoue choice to save the actual secondary until like the last 4 episodes.
The real Kaiser.
I don't even think Takumi was the real Fies, to be honest. He didn't hold on to that belt for more than 2 episodes
I
at a
wonder if I could
time.
go dig it up, but I literally, when I was watching Fies, took a counter. A written counter of every time the belt was stolen or changed hands. Every belt.
Oh,
I think the one that changed hands the most was the Fies belt. It might have been Delta.
It's up there. Oh,
The
Delta
thing is
was
that
all over
the thing is that Kaiser gets a huge boost because there was like 9 people who used it before Kusaka,
Yeah,
like
and then,
rapid fire back to back to back to back to back because they all died.
like all of them, and then they died. And then there was like one person who used it after, and it was the lobster,
Ugh.
who so normal, by the way, the most
Whatever.
normal woman.
Yeah. I don't remember. I literally have to go see if I can find it. Like the theme, the framed fan art. Thank you. I asked for that specifically when I was making this room. Fives was a good show. Anyway, Donbrothers.
Donbrothers,
episode-
in their ways other than
I don't know what we're sort of building towards here. Is that a one and done thing with him being evil, or are we like doing some sort of like alter ego thing here?
I feel like because they
It
had
can't be
like
a one and done because they didn't resolve it.
No, they had like that effect shot with like the white cloud with the tiger on it
Yeah,
going around him
right.
before he went all evil. So I guess Torbolt is just him if he was a fucked up kind of guy.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he has that power yet.
No,
He
which
doesn't-
is odd.
doesn't seem-
He's got him being that manifested the tiger thing on his arm because he didn't have that before.
Yeah,
So I guess he'll get the gear out of that at some point.
I guess. But it doesn't seem like he has that gear. I also haven't seen Don Torbolt at all yet. Actually, he wasn't in the next
No.
time. Maybe he'll be next week.
Yeah, the one after to show. I guess we're showing off all his stuff for now, right?
I guess it
Like we
depends
did.
on when the fucking toy comes out.
Yeah, Jesus.
'Cause
I guess
the-
we did the change. We've done the alter now, and then next week's the form changing thing, and then not the form change. I mean like the Gokai changing.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
weird
showing off
because
what
the
that thing.
toy's not fucking out yet. Maybe it comes out next
It
week.
is. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be soon. It's kind of funny that the Ryuko Nogeki does fuck all on its own, and that's just been left to fend for itself in the wild without its big brother.
Yeah, why would you release?
like-
Why would you release half of a toy set? It's like if they put out the Momotaro-zan without the gun. Why would you do that?
It's fucked.
I feel like they're trying a certain strategy here with the toy roll. Somebody was saying something about it during the episode about how they're like delayed rollouts on toys. But the gear is out. Does it come with the spear? I guess I don't actually know.
It doesn't come with the. It definitely doesn't come with the spear. I don't think. I might be saying. I'm fairly sure it doesn't.
I don't know.
But
I'm not really.
maybe
as
it's
tuned
maybe
in
it's
as I
just
used-
Gashapon.
I'm not as tuned in as I used to be. It might be Gashapon.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope it's
there's-
not in the toy line. Like if they make you buy a gear set for it.
No, because you get the Dragon Altar with the the Gokai Silver and the Dragon Ranger gear set.
Right. But if
So-
they're trying to keep, if they're trying not to overcrowd the shelves, with everything all at once, like if you look at the toys, not including like there was a lot at the beginning, gear sets, the
Yeah.
blaster, the belt, the sword, the fucking stupid bike, and the
Yeah.
figures and stuff. But that's like you need to have something on the shelf in that case. But
Yeah.
since that point, there's been a pretty slow rollout in terms of like a gear set every so often. I don't actually keep track of the gear sets because I have them all.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
I
matter to you.
I don't need them. Yeah. Like
And
Don
all
Ochitajin taking so long to come out. But they've been selling very well. It's possible that they've started to sort of tune into the fact that if they don't flood the fucking shelf with so many products that kids don't even know what to buy, that maybe they'll buy what comes out. If you like if you're a kid, right? Or you like Donbrothers and you go to Toys R Us or whatever the fuck, I don't know what they have, and your
Yeah.
mom says you can get one thing, all right?
Mhm.
If you okay, back up actually. Like you go to Toys R Us and your mom and she says you can get like one thing or like whatever, and it's 2019 or 2020 or whatever, and Kamen Rider Saber is on TV, and there's
Right.
9 fucking thousand things on the shelf. 15 swords, 600 books. You know, all the swords, the books, the balls, the dicks, the cunts. And you're like, I don't know what to get. There's too many things to get. Or like, you know, it especially for the casual consumer who's buying for a child, or like people who don't have infinite money to buy every single book or whatever.
Yeah.
You've got to make choices. And those choices are like, you know, you might not be happy. Saber was just a bad toy line because, like, you're a kid, you got the belt, and your mom's like, you can get one book. And it's like, okay, but then I can't do any of the combos. Or whatever. Or, like, half the books only come with the swords. There's not so many books that are on their own. You know, it's just a bad toy line. It's a poor toy line. Oh, if the kid wants to send us pre-Bandai, fuck off. But in terms of, like, and I think Revice is doing a pretty okay job with this too. Their toy line hasn't been massive. Like, sure, there's like a dozen stamps or whatever, and not just including the P Bandai stuff, which I still don't agree with. But there's on the DX shelf, on the shelf right now with Revice, there's what, 2 belts? Yes?
Yeah, I guess so.
2 belts and a handful of stamps and all of the upgrade stuff. It's not hard to get a complete collection. If you just wanted just like the forms, like just the Revice driver and like Rex, Volcano, Barid Rex, Jakku Vice, and Giffard Rex, or whatever. It's not hard to get all of that over the course of a year via like Christmas, birthdays, you know, shit like that, right?
Yeah. You gotta figure the Revice driver doesn't cost that much either compared to previous years, because it doesn't do much.
No, because the toys
make all the noises, and the belt doesn't have a scanner or anything. The only electronics are for the lights.
Yep.
Doesn't even make noises.
Nope.
So it's got to be like fucking affordable compared
it's probably,
to, again,
I
to
feel like it's MSRP like $50, same as most drivers. But it does come with the stamp and everything. Like,
yeah.
Sentai, now to switch over to Sentai, but like for Donbrothers, your options are also similarly pretty small. If you want, and pretty affordable too. The Don Blaster is the biggest like ticket item other than the Onitajin. But once you've got that blaster, you know, you get that for your birthday or whatever, right? As a kid. And then it's not a hard sell to ask your mom for 1,000 yen to get a gear set every now and again, you know? It's not a hard sell to ask your mom, you know, can you buy me a $10 gear set, you know, if I do good on my test, or, you know, I'm just making shit up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a lot easier of a sell, and you look at it and you go, well, it's 5 things. Like, it's a nice value pack here. It's a lot of stuff in this box, as opposed to like one stupid plastic book that costs double that. You know? And also a better run than the Zenkaiser gears had, because they made the moronic choice to make them not DX.
Yeah, that was
which
so
really
fucked.
bit them in the ass sales wise.
They were crazy for that.
Stupid morons.
Fuck all on the shelves for the whole year.
Although
basically.
I get the idea behind it, because those are the kind of things that kids can just buy on their own with pocket money.
Yeah, there's definitely a world where that really paid off for them, but
It's not this world, unfortunately.
it's not this one. Yeah, I get the idea, but
I feel like they should have rolled out both. I mean, I don't know if there was any problem with the rollout of DX and Candy. I guess I didn't consider it worth it, because how would you even differentiate a Candy gear and a DX gear?
Yeah,
you do actually. The only difference is that the DX, Zenkaiser gears. Actually, I don't even think there are. I think the DX Zenkaiser gear is shiny and the Candy version is not.
Right. I was thinking it would have to be something like that, right?
It's literally nothing. There's no difference
It's
at all.
yeah, no tangible.
I have a mix of all different like styles of gears, and sometimes some of them, like the plastic seems a slightly different shade on some of them, and some of them seem a little lower quality than others. But on the whole, they're. If I put two gears in front of you and put a gun to your head, you would not be able to tell.
Yeah.
Which is which, unless you had like steep references to know, like off the top of your head. But like, anyway, what I was saying about like Donbrothers Tajin is like, you're a kid and you go to the toy store, it's your birthday, or like you've got some money and you want to get a Donbrothers thing because you really like Donbrothers, and there's just one thing on the shelf. But you know, I've been forgetting the altar stuff is also on the shelves.
Oh yeah, but those
crap.
Yeah, those are going to be pretty low in price, right? Because they're like,
I don't know.
They're sort of just candy kits in
they're
their
basically
own way.
just candy toys, yeah.
Yeah, they're not very complicated things, or very big. So,
but like you go to the toy store and you want to buy the Donbrothers mech, and that's the only thing that's on the shelf. There's no fucking, you know, extra arms, power animals, fucking shuriken ball bullshit. You know, shinobi machine motherfuckers. There's just the mecha, and that's it. There's nothing else. Zenkaiger technically did that too. I mean, they had more in total. But,
yeah.
Like, it was just there on the shelf. Like, there is no 6,000 power animals to buy like in Gaoranger. There's no auxiliary mechs or extra stuff. There was Jirangaon, Rumajin, Zenkaijuo, and the Zenkai cannon.
And Tukayo, but...
Oh yeah, I forgot Tukayo existed.
Easy to do. Yeah. Very, very easy to forget.
It's a pretty low number. I think it's a comparable number to what Kira Major ended up having.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, like really it's good because now it's not about flooding the toy shelf with 800 crappy dumb things that suck and nobody wants. There's one extremely superior product on the shelf that everybody wants. That's what you've got.
Huge and fun to play with. Kids
don't feel unsatisfied when they leave the toy aisle with just one thing when they wanted everything there. And parents and like other adults buying for kids don't feel overwhelmed trying to navigate an endless stream of plastic books, you know? Yeah,
oh god, that must have been such a nightmare.
And the delayed rollout helps you not have to pick one, because like when the mecha and the changer launched at the same time at the beginning of the year, I'm not making an assumption here, I guess, but like my fucking mom wouldn't get me both. You know, I'd have to pick one. You know, like I would have to pick if I wanted. I would have to pick if I wanted the Growl Phone or a Gao King. I didn't have Gao King actually. I had a Gao Hunter.
You motherfucker.
Yeah. Hi, oatmeal. Hi. Go ahead. Sorry.
As soon as you paused to be like, oh, I didn't have Gao King, I had, and I was like, if she fucking says that she had Gao King.
Do you know, I have Gao Hunter and
the
Gao God.
No.
I don't have them with me. They're at my mom's, but I had Gao God and I had Gao Hunter.
Gao God? Animus?
Yeah.
Fuck me silly.
I had the Go-Go 5 one. What the fuck is that thing called? Lightspeed Megazord. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called in Go-Go 5.
Jesus, maybe Victory Robo?
Victory Robo. Alright, Victory Walker.
The fucking Victory Walker.
Also, I don't have that with me. It's also broken. It's broken in a way that like one of Red's arms is snapped off. But if you when you actually build the Megazord, it because green sits on top of it, it actually just stays in there anyway.
Just holds it in.
Yeah. And I don't have the sword anymore. Gao Hunter's tail is broken.
Oh yeah, that definitely.
I don't think I have. I don't have the connecting piece that makes Gao Hunter's spear anymore. I I think I still have everything from Hammerhead though. Oh,
You
I
didn't
also
by any
have.
chance
Oh,
have-
oh, I also have Gal Muscle.
Fuck yes. Okay, so you literally, you didn't have the elephant by any chance.
No,
did you?
no, no.
Okay, if you did, I would have freaked out because that means that between the two of us, we had like the
The
entire
set.
the whole thing. Because I had Gao King and Gao Icarus.
I
they
basically almost have Gao King, except I feel like I'm missing something because I have the motorized
Oh,
Gal
Bison?
Muscle. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Gorilla and the polar bears, and
I think that was the only way to get that.
it might have been the only way to get that. Gal,
Yeah,
it's
'cause,
Gal
like-
Muscle with the bison legs. It's got the motorized bison legs, Gal Gorilla, the Gal Bears, and Gal Eagle,
Bears is so good.
because Gal Muscle has the same head, I think.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I do have Gal
Gao
Eagle.
Eagle goes in the crotch for whatever
Oh
reason.
yeah, right. But I don't think I have Gal Lion, Gal Tiger, Gal Shark. I don't think I do, because I have the Gal God versions of those.
Oi, that's fucking funny.
Fucking Gal Condor.
Gao Condor. Oh. Gao Saw Shark.
Fuck off.
Gao Leopard.
Gal Leopard. What-
Nothing. What the fuck even was their version of Gao Bison?
Gal Gazelle. No, it
That's
had
a big-
like
The rings on the
ringed
horns, didn't it?
horns. Yeah,
Gao Impala?
that's
Wow.
not Impala.
That's. It's not a fucking gazelle.
Like
either.
from
It's
Supernatural.
huge. that's. I think that's what. I don't know if that's just their word for it, but like, you know how Emperor is called that?
Emperor. You mean?
Emperor, the guy from Ryuki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Impala is what those are, apparently.
Yeah, it's a car.
So, it is, that's all I think of, is what it's a car.
Yeah, but I hope they. Rob's right. I hope they continue the gradual rollout of toys, and like, I think maybe Bad Eye is just learning that flooding the shelves with toys is just not a good call anymore.
Yeah, it's just not really tenable at this
It's
point.
not 2003 anymore. Kids aren't gonna buy every power animal on the shelf anymore.
Just not the same market at all
It just
for
isn't
that
the
kind
same
of
market
practice.
anymore.
It's kind of amazing it was ever a market where you could do that, because it's looking back at the amount of shit that came out. I mean, I know Power Rangers is slightly different, but similar, you know, a lot of it was stuff that was in the shows, and it's like toys of all of that shit on shelves.
I mean, you know now, I say it every week, but there's no Power Rangers on the shelves anymore.
Ever. Never fucking ever.
Is there
Not
Power
even a
Rangers? Is
little.
Power Rangers on TV right now?
Oh.
Is Dino Furry
What would
between seasons right now?
I actually don't know. I don't remember hearing about
Rob
it.
knows. Rob will tell me.
Rob will know this. Rob, fill us in. What the fuck's going on with Power Rangers?
Because that might explain why I'm not seeing anything on the shelves if they're between seasons right now. It's on break. Okay, so that's probably why there's no toys on the shelves.
Yeah, although I swear I haven't really seen any Dino Fury stuff anytime I've been in. I haven't even seen, like... But then again, I live in the UK, so it's not at all uncommon for us to get absolutely fuck all when something's on TV.
Love Hasbro.
That happens all the time from Hasbro. They love to do that. Give us
Love
first wave
Hasbro.
and then nothing.
I love going to the toy aisle anymore because you never know what you're going to get from like legacy franchises. You know, the shelves right now are full of Jurassic Park crap and like Buzz Lightyear shit. And then I look
yeah, of
behind me
course.
and there's fucking Coronation Starscream.
Awesome.
That's why I sent you that
was-
the other day, because that was on the
Yeah.
shelf. It was like the only thing. There was like a few minifigures of RC and like some other Bumblebee shit, and there were like 2 or 3 packs of that big ass Coronation Starscream.
Like, it's fucked that costs the same money, like, in terms of markup,
Yeah.
because that is not the same amount for you as it is for me.
I didn't even look at the price, to be honest.
It was like $50.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
it's
about right.
equivalent in pounds, and £50 is not the same value
No,
as
it is
$50.
not.
So we're paying
You're
more,
paying way more for that shit.
way more, like $20 more
Yeah.
for the same thing. Love Hasbro. by
For
the way.
Power Rangers on the shelves at my local Targets, which is the only place I shop at for these kind of things. Like I don't go to Walmart anymore anyway, so I wouldn't know what they've got on their shelves. But there's like they've got a couple Lightning Collection stuff, and that's about it.
Yeah, the local game is the only place I know that stocks any Power Rangers stuff.
And then I walk past all that stuff and I look at the Gundam shit they have.
Yeah. They had what's it? Fucking In Space Blue and his stupid slider thing.
And
Eye Guy was there.
Not Eye Guy.
Fucking
Walmart
Eye
is the
Guy.
only place with a sword. Oh my god.
Oh.
I remember when Target used to have exclusives and stuff.
Yeah.
That always pissed people off with My Little Pony.
Really?
Yeah, Gen 4 had a lot of Target exclusive stuff. Back in the day. Do they do that? They do that shit for fucking Transformers, do they not? As Target exclusives?
Yeah. Target exclusives, Walgreens exclusives, neither of which we have over
Fuck
here.
up about a Walgreens. I don't know what a Walgreens is.
So funny. The first time I ever even really heard that Walgreens stocked toys was when a thing I wanted was a Walgreens exclusive, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
The thing is that Walgreens does stock toys. My mom used to work in one.
It's like a chemist, isn't it?
Yes, it's a pharmacy.
Pharmacy. That's
and also like a convenience store.
Yeah.
But primarily speaking, it's a pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Walgreens has a decent toy section. Listen, I don't know where you live, and maybe that's definitely true where you live, but where I've always lived and all the places I've always lived, they've always had like junk. Like just junk. Like cheapo knockoff action figures, weird weird plug and play stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like Junko knockoff Nerf stuff. Sometimes they would stock like the 4-inch Star Wars figures. There was a time when they used to stock 6-inch Halo figures before the current license holder started making toys.
Oh yeah, the old McFarlane ones.
Yeah.
Oi.
It was all junk and knockoffs and like pop guns and stuff. I don't think they're allowed to sell that kind of crap anymore. Kingdom Hearts toys. But nowadays, like I don't. Next time I'm in a Walgreens or a CVS, I should look and see what the toy aisle is, because I always glance at it and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But they have had Power Rangers in recent years. I remember seeing Megaforce in there sometimes, but just like weird, just like the 5.5-inch minifigures. But no, Abare Killer was a Walgreens exclusive in the Lightning Collection line. That's
right. And Cena reminded me that Ratchet is almost always relegated to being a Walgreens exclusive.
Fuck that guy, apparently.
These days. Or Amazon, or a 2-pack exclusive.
At least Amazon, you don't have to go to Walgreens.com.
Yeah.
And buy a fucking toy from a pharmacy.
Like an asshole.
Like an asshole.
Although, Amazon exclusives, just unobtainable over here.
Oh, that's right.
We have, because Amazon.uk does not stock that shit.
I love that.
Awesome.
They made Mega Silver a Walgreens exclusive. Awesome.
Awesome. Love it.
GameStop exclusives make sense to me. Walgreens does not.
Yeah, GameStop I get, because they are surprisingly, like, they stock some actually good stuff, which is fucked up.
You know, in the last like 5 to 10 years, Walgreens or GameStop has radically shifted its like business style. It's not the place you go to buy video games anymore. It's the place you go to buy toys. Like it's a lot of like nostalgia bait stuff, but you can literally buy like expensive anime figures and shit. Like several $100 like expensive Goku bullshit.
Yeah.
And also there are video games, I guess.
And there are it's like I never go in to look at the video games, but I don't buy video games. So
I can't tell you the last time I actually
colors my perception.
Bought a video game at a GameStop.
Like, what the fuck would I do that for? Why would I go over there and buy a game physically when I could almost always get it cheaper somewhere else?
The last time
And
that I remember
probably-
buying something from a GameStop was at a Black Friday when I got Lightning Collection Magnum Defender.
I got that new. I went into town. I had like a little bit of spare money, and I was like, I'm just gonna get myself something small. I'll find something for like £10, whatever. And I go into game, and they have the new Galvatron that I really
Jesus.
want and have not seen anywhere else. And I'm like, it's £45, but that's still slightly cheaper than it is everywhere else. I'm just gonna spend all the money I had
Fuck it.
to hand. Fuck it, whatever.
Jack-
The guys behind the counter there are so fucking funny at my local one because they're always like, "Oh yeah, some more tat is it for you?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's so insane to hear you call that because like to me the term like it's like merchandise,
Yeah.
basically like T-shirts and Funko Pops and whatever. Like this occupies that same realm to them, and I'm like, I can't imagine thinking like that. It's like family to me."
I forgot you were a Transformer toy. Yeah, Jackie, they had a CSM double driver at yours. That's funny. I've seen on GameStop.com you can buy fucking Rider figure arts. I don't know if they still stock them, but they used to stock the 20th anniversary refresh line with Geo. You know, the ones that had the Ride Watch bases?
Yeah,
They used to
yeah,
stock those
yeah.
on GameStop.com.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's right.
Do Toku Toy Lines ever do that in Japan? I can think of as a single Toys R Us exclusive DX item a year. No, I don't think they do that. And I mean, they might do it in ways that we're unaware of because of importers.
I guess it all comes out the same.
What
to
Toku
us.
likes to do is just do like other types of exclusives. Usually they do. You're right. Usually they do P Bandai now. They keep it in house because they could charge more shit for that shit. But like you'll see a lot of like the fucking Kier Major Gear and the goddamn clothing line.
I was just gonna say, yeah, they do the clothes, don't they?
They do a lot of. They do that Toys R Us exclusive shit where like they'll only give you the dragon or the lock bottle if you go to Toys R Us and buy stuff during a certain period of time.
Yeah, that's still so fucked. That's the worst one to my mind.
Do I still have the Lightning Collection Magnum Defender? I do still have it. Do I like it? It's a mixed bag on that toy. It's very solid. It's rock solid as a figure. It's bulky and it looks nice. The posability leaves a lot to be desired because of the way that especially the shoulder pads work. Thank you. I got handed some sushi.
Oh, nice.
It's something that I wouldn't particularly recommend unless you really like Magnum Defender. Which I'm not like I did. I really liked Lost Galaxy as a kid. I bought it for that nostalgia. It's definitely I only own 2 Lightning Collection figures, and it's the one that I bought specifically because I had like emotional nostalgia for the Power Rangers version of the character.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's probably a pass. I don't know why you would buy it anyway. I don't know why you would buy anything if you don't care about the thing.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Which is
Black Place.
I don't
Whatever.
get it anymore.
You're fucked if you think I'm watching Ginga Man.
fuck.
God, Ging, get the fuck out of my face with that.
Exactly the fucking thing I was.
If I wanted to watch Ginga
also,
Man, I would just watch G
Ranger.
If I wanted to watch G Ranger, I just watch Ginga Man. I say that, but I actually do have Ginga Man on a hard drive because Flowers looked like she was having a good time with it.
The thing is that Flowers, I was thinking like, oh yeah, Flowers made that look like a very interesting show, but she also pulled that Flowers fucking trick with Gaia as well.
Gaia is
So
a good show.
You can't believe what
No.
Flowers advertises. She has a magic touch with finding huge amounts of enjoyment out of some of the least interesting shows
Flowers
known
trick.
to man.
I
Flowers
actually
trick.
did watch Ginga Man versus Mega Ranger, and it was fine. It was good. It was
Yeah.
weird. Do you know that it's like the only versus movie to be well, they're all kind of dubiously canon, but Ginga Man versus Mega Ranger takes place after both shows are over, despite the fact that it aired during Ginga Man's run.
That's fucked up.
In the canon of Mega Ranger versus Ginga Man, the Ginga Mans, they beat the Space Pirates and won. Like the show was over for them. And then the plot of it was like another space pirate came to Earth or whatever. Also, Mega Silver wasn't in that movie, so
I was just thinking. I think we watched that, didn't we? Because I remember.
I live blogged it.
Yes, that's from
Mega Silver did not make any.
Mega Silver was not in it. That's the thing I remember being the sticking point.
It was a sticking point for me.
Also, go
ahead.
Oh, I forgot. Going back to the Lightning Collection thing, because I bought them for Voss, and I forgot. Not for me, but back when I was working, because I used to work right by the big shopping center where the game is.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there on my break. I was like, I'm just gonna look and see if there's anything I can pick up on the way back. And they had the fucking Lightning Collection 5-pack of the Psycho Rangers.
My God.
For like $30. And I was like, I'm just gonna. There's one in stock. People are going to be out here on the lunch. Can you hold on to that behind the counter? I'll buy it now and pick it up after work. And they're like, yeah, sure. So I just looked over and just saw them and was like, oh yeah. They were.
That's funny.
No, they were so fucking cheap. I was like,
nobody wants that shit.
I was like, I'm not that personally invested. And I was like, oh wait, Voss likes them. I know what I can do.
Yeah,
I'll buy those for him. Yeah,
it wasn't that Mega Silver hadn't debuted yet because Mega Ranger was already concluded at the time. It was that, yeah, it was that in the 90s they were still. I mean, Mega Ranger was the 3rd season to actually have a 6th Ranger, and they really hadn't quite figured the format out just yet. I mean, like what Rob was saying, they really didn't nail the formula down until Gal Silver.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because there's a long space between Dragon Ranger and that.
So, yeah, like... I mean, you also have to consider, like, there were a lot of shows between Zero Ranger and Gal Ranger where they just didn't have, like, Go-Go 5, Turbo Ranger, Ginga Man, because Black Knight doesn't count.
Yeah, he does.
But they were all experimenting with the formula in different ways because Turbo Ranger did have Phantom Ranger. Was that guy called?
VRV Master? Or...
That's right. And
shit like that.
And the other guy, the blue guy, the Blue Centurion? Is that what they called him in Power Rangers? Or what was he actually called? Signal Man! How the fuck did I forget Signal Man?
My friend Signal Man.
And White Racer.
White Racer.
And, there was Black Knight. His given name is Bull Black.
Is that right?
The character's...
I always get lost between...
The character's name is Bull Black. The Ranger's name is Black Knight. Because when Hyuga inherits his powers, he calls himself Black Knight Hyuga.
That's so fucking funny.
So the character's name was Bull Black.
Bull Black.
And he died.
And he did die.
And went to hell.
Threw himself into hell.
Could that possibly live up to how it was in Lost Galaxy?
It really couldn't. It's just not the same.
Do you know in Ginga Man, you know how in do you know how in Lost Galaxy it was his son?
Yeah, it was his younger
brother in
which is
in
not
Man.
just doesn't.
The idea is because it's supposed to be evoking Ginga Red and
his brother.
But
it just doesn't land the same way, does it?
No, it doesn't land the same. Somehow. His son, who is just a smaller, smaller Magna Defender,
which is so fucking awesome. I love that. I often wonder what it would have been like if I was like a couple of years older and I'd watched Lost Galaxy instead of Wild Force, because I think Magna Defender shit, that would have done something to me. I would be a very different person if I'd had that instead of Merrick and Zanaku. The funniest names ever, by the way.
The Magna Defender stuff I had on VHS.
Oh yeah, I had the first. No, I must have had the whole. I think I had two VHSs that were the whole Zanaku Silver Ranger thing. Merrick. Oh, he's so funny.
What a funny
Merrick.
guy. What a great actor.
Oh, you just don't notice when you're a kid, but then every time I've gone back to be like, man, that was kind of cool, and it's like,
no, it wasn't.
No,
it fucking wasn't.
Oof.
No, it wasn't. Magna Defender holds up. I swear on my life.
Magna Defender actually does, is the thing. Because the guy they got to voice Magna Defender was just that good.
Yeah.
Whereas the guy playing Merrick really wasn't. He will never be Gauss.
Like a pack of lone wolves. He never said that.
He never. That's the fucked up thing, is he never did say that.
Yeah.
When I found out that Zanaku's name literally means good evil, that was
I hate that so much.
That broke something of the illusion for me. There was kind of no coming back from that point. I was like, that's just so silly. That's so stupid. They called the conflicted villain character good evil.
Man, I love Power Ranger.
Oh, so good. That actually is some shit Sentai would do as well, but it's more embarrassing because they did it.
They did it in Power Rangers.
They did it in Power Rangers, and they did it just with literally the Japanese words for good and evil.
Do you know the director of Wild Force loved Power Ranger?
He just really liked Power Ranger.
He liked it enough to just blatantly copy everything in it. That's not fair. Okay, that's not fair. There was a lot of things in the back half that were substantially different from Power Ranger.
Yeah.
That whole thing with what's his name's parents and his Master Ord being fucking fake.
Oh, that was so.
Him take his horn off. What?
With the little motor behind it when it gets knocked off to make the eye blink.
I love after fucking whatever. What was his name? Toxica. What was the other one?
Jindrax.
I love when Jindrax saw that. Every episode from 15 episodes opened with him with Toxica and Jindrax being like, "Bro, I swear to God, I saw him take his horn off."
I'm telling you,
it's all they talk about every day. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. So about that horn, shut the fuck up.
I'm fucking tired of it, man.
I just find it easier to rip from Sentai than we work the footage. I mean, it is easier and lazier too.
Yeah.
That's why Samurai is one of the most beloved and respected seasons of Power Rangers ever.
Oh. You know what? It must have been insane when they were making Ninja Storm, when they had to get to Shurikenja and they were like, what the fuck? What do you want me to do with this?
They did that really good, actually.
Yeah, they actually I guess it was easy because they could just make up literally whatever they wanted because there was nothing to work with. So they could just be like, what if he went back in time? What if Cam, the computer nerd, went back in time?
It's always a good. It's always a good look. It's always it almost rarely doesn't work when you have an established character become a hero later in the show.
Yeah,
because
that's something Power Rangers does quite well, actually.
It's not all the time.
Then,
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Sentai, Toku as a whole rarely ever does that.
No, they always throw in a new guy.
Because they need to throw in a new guy because it has to be a shake-up of the formula or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that everybody wanted Mach to be Shinosuke's former partner.
Yeah.
Back before we knew about Go.
Mm-hmm.
But
man,
that's
that
obviously not. Yeah, obviously that's not what happened. The Power Rangers did a good job of that, the few times that they did do it. It always feels good to empower a character you already like, to have them go through an arc and like be a hero. Especially when they're like the one guy who doesn't have powers or whatever. They did that again in Dino Charge, actually, with Kendrix. With her being Kyoryu Violet. That was.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it didn't hit as hard, as with Cam, because you kind of. I feel like you already knew. I feel like they flagged it a little too hard. From the offset that like, hey, by the way, she's gonna be a Power Ranger later, kind of thing. But I forget what I was talking about. Remember when they were gonna have the camera guy be Abare Max before?
That's
it's not that
Devin?
when because like how some people were saying that they had to write some of those shows concurrently.
Yeah.
When they started getting information about Abare Max, they misassumed that it was a new Ranger. And we're like, it wasn't really so much. It was like, let's give this dude his due. It was like, we can't hire another actor, and there's only one man in this show without powers. So I guess it's got to be this shithead.
Oh, that would have.
That's
been
what I.
So funny.
That's what I assume. And then they found out that Abare Max is just a super mode, and they were probably like, "Thank God."
Thank fucking Christ for that.
They don't have to hire another actor or give this guy a pay raise.
Fucking Z-list bulk and skull.
That would have been not good.
That would have been really bad if they'd done that.
That would have been awful. I love that
how
show.
they would have contrived that.
That show was so good.
Dino Thunder was fucking incredible.
No way it holds up.
Absolutely not. There's zero chance. What was his name? Trent. He was a funny motherfucker. I guess it's another one of those, like, they saw fucking Abare Killer and they were like, oh, Jesus. What the fuck do we do?
What are we supposed to do with
guy?
this?
The world's most insane normal man.
Trent's evil
Yeah,
clone.
yeah, they did have to make an evil clone
I love
to justify all the footage of Abare Killer being a villain. Oh, the evil white dude. Oh god,
Good show.
funny,
What a good show.
such a good show. When they made up the fucking weird lizards, grunts, because the Abare Ranger ones look really silly.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wrote those back into the show by saying they came from a video game.
Yep, I love when they do that. They did that same thing in Space.
They did.
Oh, wow. Automod caught you on that one. Yeah. When they had to make Tommy invisible for half the show. To be fair to him, he did ask for substantial time off for like his family or something of that nature. I believe the reason was that he had a young daughter at the time and didn't want to be away from his kids for too long. But it's still funny. It is funny. And then they got him No, it was that they froze his. Is that Abare Killer froze him in amber?
Yes. So he was stuck in amber for a while.
They
got him out,
and then he couldn't de-transform.
Yes. So he was just stuck in the suit.
And then he turned invisible.
I guess JDF was still away.
And then he turned invisible.
They wrote him out like 3 different ways. When him and Kira sat around in the fucking lab looking at old photographs, like fucking promotional stills from MMPR.
Fucking funny.
Oh, it was so good. Like, who took that picture?
Alpha,
exactly.
Alpha took that picture, bro. To be fair to them, they did pay it off pretty majorly with the 2-parter that I don't remember the name of with Dragon Ranger, Tiger Ranger, and Ranger.
They did. That's right. Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
And that was the first time that fucking Dragon Ranger 2.0 showed up for no fucking reason. Fighting Spirit, that's what it's called.
Oh, sometimes Power Rangers is so good.
Was it just a 1-parter? I swear it was a 2-parter. Who cares? I don't care.
Sometimes Power Rangers feels like it goes on forever.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like it's already over. Do you remember in Operation Overdrive when they revealed that Alpha was in a warehouse in a box?
No.
Yeah.
That's...
There was in that... okay... Didn't they say fuck radiation? Yeah, I don't think Turbo Red made an appearance in that one, but I feel like the general consensus... Like, to be fair, the general consensus is that TJ was the Red Turbo Ranger.
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't Tommy's remit so much.
Like, Tommy did have that for half the show, but, like, general fan consensus is that we consider TJ to be the Red Turbo Ranger and not Tommy.
He has enough. He doesn't get to be 2 Red Rangers.
Yeah, because TJ was the Turbo Red in Red... What was that thing called?
Forever Red?
Forever Red, thank you. TJ did show up as Turbo Red.
With the fucking B-fighter suits in it.
Oh, shut the fuck up. And they were called... And you know what they were called? In that?
I don't remember.
Venjix. Yeah. One of them was called Venjix. Unrelated to the other
Unrelated.
one.
Just so happens.
One of them was called Venjix. I'm surprised they didn't try to tie that together and fucking... Beast Morphers.
Fuck, that would have been good. Oh, imagine... the fucking Reach from like 20 years ago.
I mean, the Reach was bad enough when they tried to reach all the way back to go to RPM to say that the fucking Venjix virus was secretly the bad guy of Beast Morphers.
So fucked for that.
It was funny.
It was. Beast Morphers was a show that definitely was on.
I watched like 2 episodes of Beast Morphers, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. And then
it's fine, Power Rangers. I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah, it was like there was like a bit where I was like just like zipping through a couple of seasons of Power Rangers with my roommate, and I like got to Beast Morphers. Like I was like, maybe I'll check out Beast Morphers if you don't mind. And I watched like 2 episodes of it, and I'm like, and I was like, the cringy dialogue isn't tempered by nostalgia.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch contemporary Power Rangers as an adult because you can't not hear it.
when the dialogue is super cringy in like Power Rangers in space, you won't mind it so much because, at least that's for me, is that like because I remember watching it as a kid. Like it doesn't cringe you so much if you have nostalgia for it. But when you're sitting there as a grown fucking adult and you're watching that same kind of cringy, nasty, bad acting on a show that aired on Nickelodeon a year ago, and you're like, I don't think so, boss.
Yeah, it's like I can't. I really
can't take it serious. Like,
I remember I was kind of not invested in Beast Morphers. What got me to check it out was the fact that they used oh god, I've forgotten his name. The Dark Buster suit.
They're good. Enter?
That they were
because there's a lightning collection of Dark Buster, isn't there?
Yeah, because he was like there from the start, basically. Instead of is it Enter is the guy and Escape is the
Enter.
Instead of Enter's monster form, they started with Dark Buster, and Escape was a weird color, I think, and then they changed over to his monster form and her normal colors later on.
Weird.
As a power-up thing, but I was like, well, I fucking love Dark Buster, and they only used that shit like once. Not much, right?
Dino
like
Fury...
Dark Buster is not there often.
I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about Dino Charge. I haven't seen Dino Fury. The only part of Dino Fury I've seen is the bits with Zed.
Oh my god, that's right! I completely forgot.
And I don't know. As with all due respect, but nobody could do Zed.
No
one can do Zed except for Axelrod. It's just, it can't be done. It was really one of a kind.
Genuinely just an irreplaceable.
I know the guy's trying his best, but it just isn't it, man.
It'll never land the same way. It never could.
No one else could be Zed.
you gotta just leave that shit where it was.
I mean, I don't have I don't have a problem with them bringing back Zed because they've actually been pretty reserved about those kinds of things.
Yeah, no, it's fine to do, but like,
I don't know.
He's just it's so tied up in the performance.
It was such an iconic performance. It's really unmatchable. Like there are like a handful of roles that I consider to be just impossible to replace for certain characters, and that's just one of them.
Yeah.
As goofy as it sounds for a fucking Power Rangers villain, but like Zed is untouchable to me.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that he did his own voice rather than trying to imitate it. Yeah, that's fair. Like, I mean, those are big shoes to step into, regardless of how you try to approach it. They brought back Rita from Mystic Force. I do remember that. Do you know why they did that?
Why did they do that?
The Magi, I think they called her Magi Mother in Mystic Force, but like the character that Rita was playing, like the character that was implied to be Rita in Mystic Force, was played by Banjora's actress in Magi Ranger. So they brought back Rita and implied that that's what happened to Rita after the Zordon wave as a send off to her, because I think that she had passed at that point already.
Right.
Or I don't remember if she had or hadn't already, but it was a send off to Witch Banjora. Which is why they did that. But also, I liked that. I liked that were like, yeah, Rita is the Mystic Mother or whatever now. I liked that, even though it throws a hole in the goddamn Zed and Rita's evil kid from Operation Overdrive.
Oh god!
But I don't care because that shit sucked.
Yeah, who even knows? Was that in the Once a Ranger thing?
That was Once a Ranger. That was also, to bring it back, that was when Adam revealed that Alpha is just sitting in a box in a warehouse in Angel Grove. Like, they just deactivated this son of a bitch. Well, not the original Alpha, because the original Alpha is on the colony in Lost Galaxy. I think, right?
I think it's hard.
The Astro ship. Okay, hold on. I gotta after the end of In Space, everybody went their separate ways, and Alpha stayed with the megaship on Earth. And then, the green, what was his name? The green Lost Galaxy Ranger stole the megaship from the museum with Alpha on it to bring it to the colony for, like, hero reasons. I don't remember the series of events. And then after that point, the colony ship, the megaship was just on Terra Nor or whatever it was called. So I assume it stayed there the whole time. I don't really remember if Alpha was in Lost Galaxy that much. That was Alpha 6.
It's hard to
Wait, what happened to Alpha 5?
Yeah, what? Because that was the first guy.
Right, you're right. No, you're right. That was Alpha 6, because that was the Alpha that used to talk in quote-unquote jive until they fixed him in space when his voice chip was broken at the end of Turbo. And then when Andros fixed it, it was like, and I changed his voice, by the way.
I was so fucking done with that.
Yeah, okay, so Alpha 5, what the fuck happened to Alpha 5? I don't care. There is a Alpha in Operation Overdrive that was just sitting in fucking cold storage.
Fuck that guy, by the way.
Do you remember in that same crossover when they promoted SPD Green all the way up to Red because nobody else would pick up the phone?
Oh, yes, that was funny. My man Bridge. Fuck out of here. Literally, all the guys in SPD got to be Red at one point.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
It is funny. And now there's bunch of other canon shit too. Deca Ranger.
Oh, yeah. I fucking. The first time I saw that, my eyes rolled out of my goddamn head.
The ball of light to be red. Okay,
shut the
fuck off.
Fuck up. About what was his name? The Omega Ranger.
I don't remember.
Fuck that guy, whoever he is. He was nothing based on nothing.
I like how they.
He was
I like,
less.
I like how they regretted that. They like went on record regretting that.
They're like, yeah, we really fucked that up.
It was some stupid.
SPD Green.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tommy's son in the comics is SPD Green with the dragon shield.
Right. Fuck out of here.
Funny guy.
Once a Ranger is such a funny crossover because it's the guy who's in charge of the RPM Rangers being like, or Operation Overdrive Rangers being like, yeah, I'm replacing you guys with these guys who already know how to do the job.
To be fair, they lost their powers. You didn't just tell them to fuck off. They did lose their powers.
Oh, they did. Okay. All this time I thought he was like, I don't know. Fuck you guys.
To be fair to them, they did lose their access to the morphing grid.
Oh, the morphing grid. Fuck off. What was that crossover in? Was it Ninja Steel? I think it was Ninja Steel. The Dimensions in Danger.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The one that had like all the guys in it.
Oh, but I think that was Ninja Steel.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting back to Revice because I also realized that we didn't talk about Revice yet.
It was in the back of my mind that we hadn't talked about Revice at all. I will say when Zali was here, which fucking a few years ago now, but when Zali came over, that was like new, I think, or no, we watched Forever Red while they were here. Always a classic, and I don't think they'd seen it before, and they were like, "This is exactly the same as Dimensions in Danger." Like, it's the same. The whole story, it's exactly the same pacing, structure. It's nothing has changed.
Copied it. Do you know what I really loved about Forever Red is when Lost Galaxy Red walked off set again.
Really?
If you watch,
he did.
Listen.
Oh yeah, he's just gone.
If you watch past the morphing sequence, you will note that there's I can't exactly point to a moment, but there's like a moment where he just sort of isn't there anymore. First of all, Aquatar Red never appears unsuited.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they stopped being able to get lines from Leo because when they all do their little they do the morphing call and then they say their name or whatever, they do a little roll call. He just says Lost Galaxy. He just says Go Galactic twice instead of saying the normal stuff he's supposed to say, like Galaxy Red or whatever. He just says Lost Galaxy and then he says Lost Galaxy again because they stopped getting lines from him at that point.
Awesome.
He walked off set for that. He famously walked off set on the Lost Galaxy Lightspeed Rescue movie.
Yeah, he does just stop being in that, huh?
But apparently he picked up the phone for Megaforce, though. Because
third time's the charm.
Paycheck's a paycheck, I guess. I mean, not like he did anything in that, because nobody did anything in that. They all just stood there in the costumes and winked at the camera and said, "Hey, remember me?"
Hey, remember when I was in Power Rangers?
And then nothing.
And that's it. I bet you do remember.
I bet you do. What a good season. I love Megaforce. It was great.
It was an incredible show.
Okay, Revice.
Revice. What the fuck is going on in Revice?
I'm
We're still in the middle of stuff, huh?
I really thought the Daiji thing would be settled today, and I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
We're dragging. The thing is that we could have finished it today if we actually devoted. Revice seems to have a problem recently with not devoting episodes to just one fucking thing.
I cannot believe it got sidetracked by more shit for fucking Hikaru. I'm so done with him.
To be fair, it was more for his dad than him.
It was, but it started with him. We wouldn't be having that if he had not. If he weren't the focus.
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't have had that whole thing.
I was
probably.
thinking while we thought he was gonna die, that like because the whole time like we seem to pretty much have confirmed that he is becoming a main character because his agency wants him to be.
I think that's the word.
What I thought was like, if they kill this character off, that would be such a fuck you.
That would like, oh, you want to come in and fucking hijack
come into my
story?
fucking show and hijack my goddamn story? Die.
How about we fucking kill you? You want to be a writer so much? Die like one. I wish. I
like I said, that scene was almost too good. I'm surprised they. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Build had shit like that. I don't know. I mean, we watched the man bleed out to death. Like,
yeah, that was a
little like. I feel like they were pushing the envelope on on that scene.
Kind of like no background music or anything. It was just the two of them talking as he
died. He bled to death and died. I feel like Go ahead.
That really paid off the Geistman having that pure white suit the whole time, because the second that he turned back from the monster, I was like, he's gonna get bloody handprints all over that.
I wish they hadn't. I wish they had kept that consistent in the next shot.
Yeah, I guess it was probably shot.
It was shot off. Yeah, shot off. But like, yeah.
But like, it would have been nice because I feel like that definitely led to his actions in the next thing. It's
surprising because it doesn't gel with the rest of the show's tone and there's no setup. I feel like the show is really trying to dabble with that darker tone. This show's just had a lot of issues with its consistency and like, especially in the tonal consistency. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. It's just like, I don't know what to say. It's having some issues, I think.
Yeah, it's not the most graceful.
Thing. It's definitely not the most graceful.
It's fine. It's functional. I don't feel like the wheels have come off or anything, but it's definitely not like the smoothest.
It definitely feels like every couple episodes somebody else puts their hand on the wheel and jerks it. I mean, that's exactly what it feels like with this Hikaru kid. Like we were progressing at a steady pace, and then some producer put their hand on the wheel and fucking jerked it 180.
I was like, we gotta make time for this
and now we gotta make time of this kid. Yeah, it like nothing groundbreaking or nothing show breaking, nothing that makes me want to turn the show off. If anything, it's just more of a sort of a general sense of like, not even like maybe a little disappointment, like just a general sense of this could be better, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely like that.
Isn't a bad place to be in, considering all things considered.
Yeah, there's certainly been worse than it could be better.
I mean, I think it'll fit in nicely with some other shows that will be fondly remembered for what they did right and not fondly remembered for things that could have been better. You know, had the show had a little bit more tighter pacing, more thematic consistency, better acting, like, you know, a more consistent vision from the beginning, I think it could have nailed it really good. But you could say that with a lot of things, a lot of writer, even some of the best, you know, not Build because that's the most perfect show ever, but like,
of course, I think a lot of this probably will. We've talked about this definitely before, how some stuff is so not frustrating, but just like it's so much easier when you don't have to wait weeks between it. Like that comes up a lot in terms of building the whole Lost Bottle thing and that whole awkwardness it went through at around about the same time. So probably Revice will go down smoother in that regard on
maybe
a rewatch.
So.
I feel like you might maybe get whiplash from how hard the tone changes between arcs if you watch it all in rapid succession, because it has, looking back at where we were like
it's been a real
month or two
peaks
ago,
and valleys kind of shit.
We've kind of been going through a lot of shit, like the whole, I mean, I know the shows always start light and, you know, get more serious as it goes, but I feel like it's definitely, in terms of like the scope and the scale, has recently kind of really jumped that up. Instead of it being like a gradual thing.
Yeah, I see you guys disagreeing with the consistency issues, and I mean it's a mileage may vary thing, but for me it's not necessarily about a consistency in terms of like escalation. It's a consistency in like this week we're going to talk about Iki, and now
Yeah.
it's Hikaru's turn. Like, the
We
show,
don't-
the show is inconsistent in that it jumps from topic to topic with the fucking fervor and non-care of like a puppy.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best at keeping multiple character arcs spinning at once. It's definitely like, okay, now we stop
Because like
with this and we start with someone else.
yeah, it's Iki just comes to a dead stop constantly,
Yeah,
and
it's kind of rough because he is supposed to be the main character, and I feel like every time he starts being the focus, we have to have someone else say, well, you're always like this,
yeah,
to establish what trait we're trying to get in for him here, because he hasn't really had the chance to develop any.
Sakura did get lucky in terms of having her narrative arc be pretty much done and gone, like the first time around, and then she got the second round with Hana and stuff. Like,
Yeah, she was definitely
a lot
she's
of
carried the
characters
best
get
of all.
a lot of characters get dropped despite having really strong motivations and arcs. I mean, like, when is the last time what's his name? Julio. What's his real name?
Tamaki.
Tamaki. When's the last time Tamaki did anything? Like, I'm not saying he has to do anything or anything. Like, he's had his moment for sure.
Yeah, he's been gone.
Tamaki wasn't
from the
even in this
show
episode.
week. No, he was just not there once.
And Hikaru is instead.
Yeah, which is so
Hiromi
bullshit.
wasn't in this episode.
No.
Just-
I mean, we've got the demon squad.
Despite Hiromi being like, I'll take care of Daiji, and then failed once and then just, I don't know, walked away.
What a fucking king. It's not worth it. I gave him my best shot. I
Yeah.
had the whole speech that I thought about while I was away. I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to say to him. And Daiji was like, excuse me, I'm on the clock right now. I don't have time to talk to you. And I
But
was
it's like... But you were right. It does feel like every time we want to do something with Iki, something else has to be happening concurrently. Like they don't have enough faith in Iki as a character to let him carry a story on his own. Maybe they're right, because the last time they let Iki carry a story on his own, it was the arc with his old soccer friends and exploring, like, revealing that he has getting memory loss, and that arc was boring.
It kind of was, huh?
It was not very good, to be
No.
honest. But
Not a favorite.
right now, and this is what I'm talking about, like consistency or like tone order. Just in this episode, we've been building this Daiji thing up for a long time. And in this episode, we thought that it was going to get, like, this was it. This is the episode where we figure out what's going on with Daiji, we deal with Daiji. And I want to say that more of the runtime was devoted to other storylines. With the over demons and stuff, and his dad, and the Geist Man and everything. Oh shit, doggy!
The doggy.
What's the dog doing? Were you playing Live Alive? I think. But you know what I mean? Like, it feels like the narrative is scared to just let one thing happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying I didn't like this episode. But like,
Yeah.
I did. It was a good episode. It just should have been separate issues.
It was
my
kind of. I think you said while we were watching it, like, it's kind of rough that we're throwing like the whole Daiji and Iki thing in the middle of all this other stuff with Hikaru and Mr. Weekend.
I'm never gonna hear him say that again.
That's so fucked. Who's gonna say Weekend?
Weekend.
George's dad?
That's right. They are pulling Geistman into the Daiji thing, which was way fucking out of left field for me.
That was fucked.
What the fuck?
So hi Corgi, yes we
Hi,
are.
Corgi. Yes,
discussing the
we are
episodes.
discussing the episode. I hope you had a good time. Living alive. Did you beat it yet?
Ryuki?
Did you beat it yet? Hey, Corgi, did you beat the game yet? Did you beat the game yet? I don't know. Like, I don't want to. Like. You didn't beat it, huh? It's too bad. Akashi suddenly having stakes is definitely interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of hard for me to take him seriously at this point, I have to say.
It really was crazy out of left field.
Because he has spent, well, not since his introduction, because he kind of just loomed for a while. My family. But since he started being an actual presence in the show, all he has done is eat entire rooms of scenery.
Yeah.
In every single scene. And he's like, he was good in this episode. He acted it very well. I bought it.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
The bit after Weekend Dad died, and he like sat down and like looked at the photo and threw it down. I was like, "Fuck! I really buy the characterization."
Like, that was a really well acted scene.
So it's like, but I can't help but remember the fucking Paul Bearer promos he has been cutting. Every time he's opened his mouth for like the last month and a half, it's very hard to square this sudden change with all of that bullshit.
I feel like they're just really writing character motivations on the fly.
Yeah.
Because it really feels like characters exist before they have a proper motivation for what they're doing.
I feel Hikaru like that was fuck all for a long time before he started being like the focus. He was just there.
Yeah, he was just there. We used to make fun of him for just being there.
Straight up, it was like, who is this guy?
Who is this guy? I miss that.
I would love to go back to that.
I miss when he was on the same level as Tamaki, of just a guy who's there. I liked the two of them being the ineffectual female characters.
That was really good for like the episode or two when that was the thing. That was like the best that he has been. That either of them have been.
But like this whole time, and again, I'm not opposed to it because I'm interested in like where this is going to go. But this whole time, like the Geistman has been doing these insane, like hardcore evil villain moves, trying to like regress humanity and like blah 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 and all this stuff. And then today, he stabbed a man to death, and then had a really like no joke, somber as hell moment of like speaking frankly to his enemy who he just mortally wounded. You know, it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that affected him. Obviously it did. Like, it's just again, the tonal whiplash is hardcore. Why do we call him Geistman again? Because his outfit and mannerisms remind me of Apollo Geist from
with
Kamen Rider X.
Yeah, the white three-piece suit and the black gloves. It's very Guy.
It reminds me of the antagonist from X Rider.
Apollo Geist was doing some shit like that. The big thing I know of Apollo Geist's original is when he went to Tachibana and gave him a check for X Rider's funeral.
What a fucking legend!
Absolutely.
Nobody will ever be him.
Genuinely, nobody could ever actually be the Geistman.
You could never be him. I mean, I'm not saying like it's just a mileage invariant, and I'm not necessarily saying that it flowed poorly.
Yeah,
it's just hard to swallow sometimes.
Yeah, it's fine in the moment, but then if I try and like square what's going on now with what was going on like 3 weeks ago, it's kind of a lot. I guess it's fine if it works in if it works, it works. But like,
I feel like
it's just as a whole, it's been
maybe that's
not messy.
Maybe that's sort of the philosophy that they're approaching Revice with. If it works in the moment, it works. Don't worry about what happened 30 episodes ago. Just focus on what's happening right now.
I guess.
Which is probably maybe the way you should be doing this.
Yeah.
The show feels simultaneously like it's going nowhere and also doing 15 plot arcs at the same time.
Yeah, I do agree. I think with what Rob's saying, I think the 30s were quite poorly spent.
Yeah.
Considering we're now having to... We've been throwing a lot of stuff like in very, very quickly.
Yeah.
After a long period of kind of just doing whatever.
You felt that way about Build at this point? I mean...
Yeah, I think... I didn't like the Lost Bottle stuff, but I mean, that to me felt like they just shoved 10 episodes in between where we were at the start of that arc and
You
where we
could
got to
literally
the end
cut
of it.
that arc out and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, like nothing of real consequence happened there. There were good moments, but it was a lot of like, well, we can't get to point B so quickly because then the show will be over, so we have to find a way to fill that time, so the Lost Bottle stuff has to happen.
Yeah,
whereas this is not... It doesn't feel like we're kind of padding for time. It feels like we're trying to pack shit in
week to week,
very, very fast.
Week to week, Revice is engaging and entertaining. Like, I definitely don't dislike Revice, but I definitely can't ignore its what I consider to be quite glaring flaws. I think Revice is going to settle into a sort of place a lot of people consider like Wizard to be in for me. Not that this is not what I agree with about Wizard, but like a lot of people like see Wizard as like really mid with some good qualities to it. Actually, that's maybe a little too generous considering what some people say about Wizard. But like,
some people really have.
Some people really hate Wizard, despite that it did like nothing offensive other than like be a little boring. I don't think Revice is gonna like light me on fire and change my life, but I don't think it's like unwatchable or bad or whatever.
Yeah,
and on a mechanical, technical sense, I think Revice is a fucking mess. I think that they're writing by the seat of their ass every day, and there's no long-term plan, and I think that the flow is jack. But like, I'm entertained by it and I enjoy it, and like, I want to see what happens next. So like, I'm fine with it being like a low execution sloppy show in my mind, because it's an entertaining low execution sloppy show.
Yeah. And like, I guess a lot of them are like that because that's just, you know, writing weekly serialized 50 episode shows. There probably is a lot of that in general. Some handle it. I mean,
it really is. It really does feel like it's reversed, because Donbrothers feels like even if nothing's really particularly happening, like Donbrothers feels well executed for the most part. But Revice doesn't. Every episode of Revice, I feel like Inoue is like Inoue says how to do something and he does it. But every episode of Revice, you feel like you never know what you're gonna get. Oh yeah, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. I don't know what that is. That's the first time I've ever seen those words in my life.
Me as well.
So I guess I don't have any particular feelings about whatever that is.
We are absolutely
trademark. Is that? I guess that's next season. I guess
we are absolutely furious in Power Rangers.
Is that supposed to be Q Ranger? Because I thought they weren't doing that anymore.
Something else with Power Rangers now, isn't it? Like it's a different.
Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Also, though, it does have to be said that Revice has set
the standard for women.
The fucking gold standard, handily. Because obviously it's a low bar to clear, but they have very much cleared it.
They cleared it with flying colors, to be honest.
Been good, yeah.
They rocketed above the bar.
Not only did they beat the very, very low standards, but they actually met pretty good ones. Because there have been like male characters who have had far less compelling and like interesting arcs than Sakura and Hana have had together.
Beating the misogyny allegations.
They are in fact beating the misogyny allegations.
For the first time in 50 years of the franchise.
The one time ever.
And the last. What's the next guy called?
Gates.
Nope. That's not. That's the other guy. Isn't it Geets?
Geets, whatever.
I don't believe that's real.
That's a stupid fucking name.
I don't believe that's real. I think that it's a joke and that Kamen Rider will end.
Yeah, it's over after this.
Actually over.
We've done 50 years, that's it.
I gotta say that, like, you have to really respect how far Revice has come since its announcement. I know that we were all here, like, when Revice was announced, I feel like enthusiasm was rock bottom.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the light
Real.
of the casting of Vice's voice.
Oh yeah, that didn't help at all.
Like, enthusiasm and care about Kamen Rider in general seem to be at an absolute rock fucking bottom. Not just from, like, for everyone. I feel like that was one of the lowest, like, post-Saber, like, end of Saber was one of the lowest points for, like, general enthusiasm about the franchise I've seen in a while. Maybe matched by, like, post-Geo, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Similar kind of
Post
place.
01 was a confusing time for everybody as we were all trying to deal with how we felt about the show.
Yeah, that took a lot of muddling out. Some say we're still working it out now.
But, like, the show has really... And even, like, while the show was airing, the first... I mean, we said this, the first dozen episodes of Revice were not good.
Yeah.
I still hold to that. I mean, I should go back and rewatch them, but the first couple episodes of Revice were, like, really not quality. Mostly due to an over reliance on Vice ad-libbing fucking dialogue everywhere.
Yeah, which
the tonal, like, the inability to settle on a tone for the show. Gotta tap out now. Thanks for coming. Have a good rest of your day. Like, an inability to settle on a tone, the unwillingness to, like, work into any of the themes or like things that it set up. It was not good. It was not quality. I hold to that it was not quality. I do not believe it started becoming quality until Sakura started becoming a character.
That was definitely a shift in how we felt about it, I think.
And it's not just because of Sakura, but I felt like after that, the show really started to make moves into the show it would become. I don't know. It was just not, like, quality at the beginning, but, like, I feel like the show's really pulled itself out of the hole that it dug into a show that, like, even though we spend an hour digging at its flaws every week, if the show if the show maintained the level of quality it did then, we wouldn't be talking about it at all.
Yeah, we would have just stopped. Mm-hmm. Like, it's, as you say, considering where we all were with it when it was announced, when it started, and even for several weeks into it, it's like, I mean, we're enjoying it. I think positively of Revice, even though I think I say this quite often, probably were it not for this, I don't think I would be watching it still.
I don't think
out of a dislike for it. It's just not particularly a show that, like, has that much that grabs me. I have fun, but, like, even so I wouldn't, like, have dropped it in, like, disgust or whatever. I would have been like, it's fine, but like, I got other stuff I want to watch.
It's like I was saying, it definitely doesn't light me on fire, life-changing, one of the best shows I've ever seen or whatever, but it's, like, it's amusing, it's engaging, like,
it's fun.
We could talk about it a lot. I think the problem with early Revice was that it was it was impossible to get a grasp on who Iki is supposed to be as a character, which has maintained as a problem pretty much this whole time. Like, in the early episodes, even with strong character of the week plots, strong enough character of the week plots, the main character was a mystery to me and not very engaging one. You know, because it's not like they were disseminating information about the character every week. It was just, Iki's a guy, he runs around and things happen around him, and Vice is really annoying. Iki is at the center of, I think, every issue with Revice. It's unfortunate that I think Iki will probably go down as one of the most nothing protagonists ever in the franchise.
Yeah.
I can't think of I can't really think of particularly anything to say much about Iki, other than like he's there. He's like a genuinely good-hearted person. He has this problem as a character where when he doesn't know what to do, he'll ask other people, and they'll say, "Oh, this is what you would normally do," and he said, "Oh yeah, that's who I like." Other people have to tell him who he is.
Yeah, it's not a lot of. Doesn't do a lot to make me care about him.
And I get that they try to justify that with the memory loss thing.
Yeah,
but it's still like Iki doesn't. Iki literally has to be told what kind of a person he is supposed to be or is, and then acts on that accordingly. But like that conversation that he had today with his mom, where she was like, "Yeah, you and Daiji always fight, and then after you're done fighting, it's fine." And he's like, "Okay, so I guess I'll go fight him." Like, he didn't necessarily go to her for advice. He went to her, and she just told him factual things that had happened in the past. And then he said, "Okay, well then I guess that's what that's not what I should do. That's what I would do. Like that's what Iki would do. Iki would do this, so I will do it." It's like he's a fucking imposter.
He's learning the role.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like every other protagonist in Kamen Rider has at least something to their name.
Some agency.
You know, yeah, agency, or even the most like boring guys or whatever still have like a definable character trait or something to them. You know, even like Emu.
Yeah.
Or strong convictions usually is what defines a writer protagonist. You know, Toma had strong convictions. His convictions were insane, but he had them.
I was just thinking about Toma in comparison to Iki, and it's like
Toma was a strong protagonist character.
Yeah. I do buy Toma.
He had strong convictions. He followed through on them. He like was self-sufficient and drove his own narrative forward. And he had drip.
The
problem with Saber was never particularly Toma.
No. I couldn't point to what the problem with Saber was, but then I didn't watch it. So it's easy not to know.
Iki, the thing about Iki is that literally he has Vice walking around next to him, like thinking for him.
Yeah.
Or like
it's amazing. He's
like
outsourced
if he can't go to talk to his mom to ask what he would do, Vice will tell him that anyway. Like, you know, Vice will tell him what he would do, or Vice will say something and he'll say, "I can't do that. I need to do this other thing." Like, Iki doesn't seem like a self-sufficient protagonist. He isn't a protagonist.
Yeah, nor does it feel like the character exists in the dynamic between him and Vice, which I would get as well if they're two halves of the same guy, whatever.
But they're not.
They're not. That doesn't really land for me either. Like, I could believe that if it was the back and forth between those two that made up like a solid sort of central character, but it doesn't, because it is largely them sort of...
It is largely Vice.
It's largely Vice doing the heavy lifting.
Which is interesting.
Which is, yeah, kind of fucked considering where... I was thinking that this episode, like, when Iki was like, "Oh, I'm really, like, scared about this fight," and then Vice kind of, like, actually had a bit of a quiet moment with him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this character's come a fucking long way.
Vice is a good character, in his own right. Like, genuinely. I think that Vice has come a long way from being just annoying. He has a lot of his own quiet moments. He had several arcs to himself about when Iki was gone, or like they switched places basically. It didn't really count as an arc because I feel like it was rushed and too minor, but his brief like self-doubt with Vale.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I feel like Vice has had a bigger character development than Iki, but like, what was somebody asking me? If Iki was a side character, would he still have had the memory loss thing? I don't think so, because that's such a big thing. It feels like you would have to be the protagonist to be given that kind of like tragic memory loss kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, I don't think he would have that. I don't know, but it's
I don't
it's
know who
hard.
would be as a side character.
It's hard because, like, we all know that Sakura was on some level envisioned to be the protagonist of the show.
Yeah, and it has
But I
definitely shown.
I assume that in that version of Revice, she would have Vice, or her version. She wouldn't. It wouldn't be just like Iki and Vice would still be there, but the show would be called Kamen Rider Jean, and she would be slapped on the front of it. Like, that doesn't seem right. I struggle to imagine Iki and Vice existing as side characters. You know?
Yeah, they're definitely a main character dynamic. But like,
it's like if Deno was about somebody who wasn't Jotaro, but Jotaro and his Imagine were still there. You know?
yeah,
It would have just been... He wanted the main character to be a girl, so it would have been she, her, Iki.
no,
Okay.
no.
So
I don't
Iki,
like
Iki
that
still would have
line
been
of
boring.
thinking. Iki still would have been boring. I mean, because
But a girl!
if the idea was to have a female protagonist, and Sakura has overwhelmingly held the writer's attention in like all of her arcs.
Presumably, is after the female lean got denied, they were like, okay, can we make the tertiary a woman?
Yeah. Like, I think it's fair to say that they probably offloaded a lot of the ideas they had for what that character would be like onto Sakura.
It's possible. It's also possible that all of that came out of inspiration of being denied that.
Yeah.
If they got put in a corner, it was like, you can have a woman, but she can only be this relevant, you know? They're like, okay, well, we're going to make her as good as possible. Like,
yeah, we're gonna.
If they're letting us have the little bit that we're allowed to have, we're going to do as much of it as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, I mean, that's also possible that if that, like, in that same world where that original pitch didn't get denied, that the original ideas that were present for Iki that we're just presuming got pushed to the side didn't. The bits about him resenting his family, which is not crazy. Like, that's definitely what was being implied in the early episodes of the show. Like, it was right, I'm not crazy here, right? Like, it was definitely being implied in the early stuff that Iki, like, was repressing severe resentment for his family.
I think that was definitely part of it, yeah.
And then they changed that. They dropped it later and replaced it with that Vice's contract is making Iki forget stuff. You know, why is it just Vice, actually? How come Sakura's not forgetting stuff?
Did
they explain that?
No. I guess every demon thing works different.
I guess so.
Why all of them have had it. Like Vice and Kagero and Lovekov.
Yeah.
Fucking who is not anything. God bless her.
I mean,
we love Lovekov, but she is nothing.
I don't think she has to be anything.
She doesn't have to be, no, but she isn't.
She isn't,
like,
no.
Which is fine. It was clearly not an intention of theirs.
Revice does change its rules every episode.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily poking holes with the lore because I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, Vice has a contract, but Sakura doesn't have a contract. But like the if you want to get into the in-universe technicality for like, well, he has a contract with Vice, but like, how does that work? You know, like, why doesn't Sakura make a contract with her demon? Why couldn't Daiji make a contract with his, like? If he could control his demon, how could, like, I don't know, like, but like,
yeah,
you just start to nitpick things that are in canon that doesn't make sense. Like, it's like if you pick at the lore build too hard, it starts to come apart.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to take some stuff at surface level.
You just gotta take it and just roll with it.
Yeah.
Which is why
there's the thing. He did give up soccer for the sake of his family, didn't he? And
did they actually say that out loud?
I don't remember early Revice well enough to say, but I feel like it was definitely
implied.
yeah, it was definitely implied enough that I remember that being like the sense that was got out of it.
I literally remember that because when Revice first started airing, like 1 or 2 episodes in, I was in Florida to visit Aaron in person, and we talked about the show, like what we were like. We like speculated about the direction of the show a lot, and a lot of what we were saying was like about that, like Iki resents his family for having to give up soccer to run the thing and everything. Which obviously didn't end up happening. Like,
yeah,
but I mean, it is what it is. We can't really like, you can't judge the show for what it didn't do. I guess you can't knock against the show for things that never happened. I mean, I guess you can knock it because it was set up and then not delivered. But like, I don't know. It's like eventually it's like. I don't remember. I just forgot.
I forgot. It would have been a really good arc.
It would have been a really good arc, and they didn't do
that
it.
Sounded interesting.
And
really good for a show about family.
Either the producers told them to back off, or they lost their nerve over it. I have a feeling that probably the producers told them to back off on it.
Yeah.
For the sake of whatever, I don't know. Maybe we'll hear about all of this nonsense when the show's over on Twitter, like how
with Saber.
With Saber, and especially with 01, where they dumped a lot of information about where the show was supposed to go and what changed, and like other things like that. That's how we know about Azu being something that was never supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Because like after 01 ended, like the writer or the director or someone dumped a ton of information.
I think that's such a funny fucking thing to do. I would absolutely do that. I think if I were in that position, I would have to like come out afterwards and be like, okay, so here's what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
But it does kind of fucking sting as an audience member to be like, man, that sounds way more interesting than what we actually got. Which I'm sure, they know.
I was thinking maybe Toei's getting cold feet about doing darker narratives with their protagonists. It might be a similar situation, except well less executed in the wake of, COVID, massive international tragedy that they're worried about putting, upsetting things on television. I have no proof for that, but it could be.
Yeah, like a very mild version of what Forza was like.
Yeah, except that Forza
other direction.
Forza was built from the ground up with that in mind.
Yeah, the other direction.
Yeah.
Rather than putting substance in for that. Taking substance out.
I know that's true, and I can't really wrap my head around the idea that human gears were just supposed to stop mattering a fifth of the way into fucking 01. 01, I hate 01 so much. 01 is incredible, an incredible show where the man just has absolutely no idea what he's doing with his writing. The entire premise of the show, the sentient artificial life forms, we were just gonna write that out less than 20 episodes in. What? Why? What the fuck were you gonna do for the rest of the fucking show then? What was going to be the conflict after that point? Like,
Yuya Takahashi is such a writer, I think.
It's incredible. Someday he'll write something.
Rob, I've been meaning to say this. This has crossed my mind to say at several points, but do understand that you like most things.
Rob is better than all of us, because Rob knows.
You are. That's not a criticism in any way. I truly envy you. I wish I could have your positivity for things that suck fucking ass, like 01.
Rob understands things that we don't.
True, I wish I had your vision, because I want to like 01. I am an unwilling hater, much as I jump up and down with glee at a chance to talk about it. I was genuinely sad when 01 fell the fuck off for me. It's not. It isn't. It's not. It's the fucking pits.
And it isn't.
It cannot possibly be? There is no world in which I think 01's ending is good.
Talk about you also.
Shut the fuck up
stop
about
talking about
Amazons.
fucking Amazons.
With $10,000 on the table,
We could not get Cena to stop talking about Amazons for 2 seconds.
Jackie, I know you also like the ending of 01, and again, I wish I could see
I like that we have the two
really do.
the two big likers here all the time. Jackie and
Yeah.
Rob like everything.
When
Again, I'm not making fun of you.
no, it's genuinely, I am envious. I wish I could like more things than I do.
I like
Not so,
I
I'm-
actually like everything in the world except 01.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. All the other shows, I found my peace with fucking Go. Like,
Well, that's not true because I couldn't possibly find peace with Kido.
oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, it's in a like I get
okay,
why
yeah.
you say like I get why you like it. Like I know why you like it, and I respect you for liking it.
I see where it comes from.
I see where it comes from. Like I don't understand. Like I don't disunderstand. Hold on, let me try again. I understand why it's liked by some people, but for me, it really just was such a circumventation of everything that I liked about 01. That I couldn't reconcile with it. Like it's just it's not even like objective, it's just personal for me.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it's
reconcile
not.
with the change in direction that Saber went, that 01 went, and that's why I dislike it. I couldn't reconcile with the way that it rapidly changed.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I don't think, like I think it's bad, but like it's personal. Like I don't objectively think that 01 is the worst thing ever or whatever.
No.
It's just on a personal level, I felt too undermined, betrayed, whatever. That's too dramatic.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. I couldn't
I know what you
reconcile
mean,
with
yeah.
it. As
I
for
think
Saber, I just didn't dig it.
Yeah.
Nothing
we
against-
just no.
against Saber.
I think in another world I could probably have found enjoyment in Saber, but I was so done.
A lover, maybe. A friend, a lover in Saber.
I could have found something.
Saber-
Instead I went and watched Ultraman, I guess.
Saber
didn't I?
came
I
at a
went and
bad
watched-
time for some people, I think.
Yeah, it definitely came at a bad time for me. I think even though consensus is generally that it wasn't the best, I think I was just not ready to meet it anywhere at
No.
all.
Sword guy was funny though.
Yuri?
Yeah.
I like that guy. I like Psycho a lot.
Kurobi was always meant to be the being bad. I don't know if that was
there's
always the
no
intention. There was
always.
that thread where they said that they wanted what they wanted in the thread was for the suit actors to fight.
Yes, they wanted the last fight to be between Mr. Kamen Rider and the new guy. Which there was absolutely no reason that had to involve Hirobi at all.
It could
Even a
have
little bit.
been. I don't know if Hirobi was always supposed to be the bad guy. I don't know if they ever specifically said, like, from start to finish, we always intended Hirobi to be the the main antagonist, the final boss was always intended to be Hirobi. I'm not sure if they ever explicitly said exactly that.
Yeah,
I think what they said, as I recall, the thread said that once we had the narrative shakeup, we decided to go for it because we wanted to indulge in that, which is an interesting narrative decision to satisfy a personal whim.
yes.
I think.
It was a bit of a flimsy justification, to my mind.
It worked for a lot of people, certainly.
It did work for a lot.
The justification is flimsy as hell, but I see where they were going.
Yeah, I get it.
I bet it was cool as hell.
Yeah, I'm sure the set must have been really great when they were doing that. It must have been a lot of fun to work on the ending of 01.
It's really fun for me to work on it. I was there.
I felt like I was fucking working on it.
I feel like I was in that parking garage.
We watched the last episode live and unsubbed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I hadn't been watching for a couple of weeks, I think. Like, I had already... I fell off plus ratio.
Plus ratio.
Plus...
I was in that garage.
I was there. I was operating the camera.
I was in the cars. Anyway, why are we talking about this? I feel like we shitted on Revice a lot. I feel like we shitted on Revice a lot this week, but I don't feel like I don't know how it comes across, but I don't mean to like spend 2 hours putting the show down because I do like it. It's more like just a critical analysis of what does and doesn't work.
Yeah, because ultimately I think we are enjoying Revice.
I think it's more interesting to talk about what doesn't work in Revice.
Yeah, like we all know, we know what works.
We know what works. What am I like? I don't know. What am I supposed to say? It's funny when Daiji screams about stuff.
And it is.
It's oftentimes more interesting. I don't want to give people the impression that we just like sit here and just hate on things for like 2 hours.
No, if we really were as negative as that, we wouldn't be
talking about it. It's always interesting to discuss the flaws of something that you like.
Why something isn't working.
Why it's not working, or why it's not working as well, or try to dissect why it's like that. Than it is to just... It's not a particularly interesting conversation to praise things, I guess. I mean, we've praised the show. I feel like during the part we actually watch it, it's all praise for the most part.
Yeah. I feel like generally we don't have a lot of like negative stuff to say while we're actually watching the episode, and then when we get out, we kind of pick through, and our thoughts are kind of on the bits that like hung us up a bit.
Yeah.
That kind of not took us out of it, not anything that extreme. Just like the little bits, like well, this wasn't the best, this wasn't my favorite, that kind of thing. But ultimately, we enjoy it.
I need to see where it's going. Like, I need to know what the fuck they're doing with Geistman.
When the ending lands, that'll kind of make the opinion. I think the hard opinion on the show is, as with most things, I think it kind of hasn't formed yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I actually can't, in good conscience, say I don't think they could fuck it all up yet, because they can. It's not impossible. I don't think they're going to, but I don't want to fucking jinx it and say, well, there's no way that they could make me absolutely hate the whole experience with the ending, because I still like 0-1 at this point in its run. I know it'll never happen again, but I'm too apprehensive
it'll never
to be
happen again. It was like,
it could, but touch wood, it could never.
It could never happen again. Yeah, it's not okay. It's not even necessarily like voicing an opinion on things I don't like. We're just dissecting the show, I feel like it's mostly neutral, like, even though it's critical. Like, I don't feel like I'm being negative towards the show as much as I'm just being critical about it.
Yeah.
Like, in like the most like academic sense of the word, critical. I feel like they're setting up. I feel like they're actually almost pivoting away from Geistman being the last boss.
Yeah,
I feel like they've given him an angle to maybe not do that anymore, like with this Daiji thing, which is crazy. But I feel like they're giving him an angle for maybe something of a redemption, or maybe like, I don't know, a heroic death or something.
That would be really.
Or a tragic death, maybe a tragic death.
Maybe a tragic death, because Gift's just been hanging around looking kind of nasty for like 20 episodes now.
Well, it's always this. When we get to this point, the discussion always becomes like, who's going to be the last boss? Who's going to be the last boss? Like Saber really fucked around with that really, really, really long time. Like, who's going to be the real final boss?
Yeah, and then like I think Betts came in quite early on it being fucking what's his face? Storius. Yeah. Because it was like, well, after a point when it became clear that Solomon was not going to be.
After a point,
it was like,
yeah, when we realized that Solomon wasn't the guy, and then everyone looked to the left and Sorius was standing there. And he's like, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
You're the
who
guy.
else?
And it was.
You're the guy.
But I feel like in this part, it literally comes down to either GIF or Geistman.
It's got to be one of those.
It's got to be one of those two. And at this point, the Geistman has a way, like he has a route out. Like narratively, there's a potential for him to get a way out of this. Whether it's like GIF killing him or him actually, I don't see him surviving.
No. No, I really don't.
But it's like how he's gonna die. That's going to be the kicker. Like, will he die? I don't know, saving Daiji, or will he just be betrayed by GIF after all this time? And then as he dies, he realizes that his philosophy was wrong, and he never should have tried to, sacrifice human freedom for human peace. And that'll be the catalyst for, maybe Daiji stopping to being a cunt. Or whatever, that last little gut punch before the final boss of him being like, I was wrong, I never should have done any of this kind of stuff. Or he goes, snaps and like consumes GIF or something like that. I feel like I feel like with this revelation, I'm leaning towards GIF being the final boss. Like, just... Yeah. I mean, it's a space demon god from hell thing. Like, how do you top that? Like...
Also, Jackie, you can absolutely suggest something.
Oh, please do.
I was gonna say something.
Especially because we've been, like, Iki's been talking that good talk so much about not wanting to sacrifice peace or freedom.
It is like a Kamen Rider show,
right? But I feel like the only logical end result for that, like that path, is to destroy GIF. So I think it has to be GIF.
Yeah.
I think even if GIF ends up being a nothing character, it's just a thing,
Yeah, just that guy.
That's fine, like we don't need to, like, the point isn't that GIF is like the secret master. Like, it doesn't have to be Stark kind of stuff. It's an unknowable fuck ass weird alien space god thing that has been, like, through Geistman. Through the Geistman has been, like, doing all this stuff, and like convince GIF to mellow out. I get. That's actually, you might be onto something there, because I do remember, now that you say that Iki or that Vice seemed hesitant about. Or was it Iki or Vice? One of them seemed hesitant about having to fight GIF in the first place.
I think Vice was like, as part of his concern of Iki losing his memories.
That was his bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, do we have to fight because fighting's what does it?
Right. I don't know. I'm not seeing a way to do that without killing GIF. I also don't know how we're gonna resolve that issue.
Yeah, I wonder.
Based on the tone of the rest of the show, I feel like I have a hard time believing that they would do something like an O's ending, where they just take that L and have to live with it forever. Yeah. I would have a really hard time buying that they would take that narrative direction, especially with how many others, what we assume to be like moral cuts in the show. Oh, the Visons want to do it, right? Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. Never mind. Forget what I just said. They can do whatever, I guess. If anything in the ending has any poignant meaning or narrative importance, the Visons will make sure to shit all over it and ruin it forever.
Yeah, never assume anything is sacred.
Now that is negativity.
That is.
That was
but that's
negative.
Not against this show.
That was me being rude.
Yeah, to Toei as a whole, I think.
GIF is going to be their final fight. Vice will want to redeem him. and they'll accept him as family. You thinking Weekend will be the end boss? Like that? Like, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, there's
I do wonder how
definitely
Weekend wrapped up in this.
I guess. Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
George's dad now, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I guess, basically. All other, like, big, major named characters are dead.
Was the Weekend dad named? I know he had.
Oh, he had a name. I don't know what it was.
God knows what it was. I never heard it when I was paying attention.
The guy from Ninja.
Yeah, exactly. Shurikenja.
You still get to see Evil Iki in that suit. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Same with the riders and
It's
tubes.
never going to happen, and then, like, next week it'll happen.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Hey, if that's what gets something out of the fucking visuals in the opening.
At minimum, we have 6 episodes. We have anywhere between 6 and 10 episodes left. Like, because we're at 40 now, so, like, at minimum, we have 46 episodes. At maximum, we have 50, let's say. I want to say, like, probably 48 episodes. So we've got not a crazy amount of time to wrap up a lot of juggling plot points.
Yeah.
I want it to be 50. I guess I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get to this point in the show and you're like, God, I just want this to be over. Not like even like necessarily in a bad way, but like it just like I need them to just end this so I can like move on.
Yeah.
Ends in
Build,
the
for
end
instance,
of August,
could've
so
ended
that's
it.
what 41, 40. Okay, if it's the last week of August, it could be 50 episodes.
Okay.
It might be 49.
I feel like at that point they'd probably want to go for 50.
Not necessarily. I mean, 48, 49 is usually the standard. The last time a show had 50 plus episodes was Wizard.
Yeah, and that's that was a bit of an extreme circumstance.
Yeah.
It would be really funny for the 50th anniversary show to end on 49 episodes, though.
That would be funny. And one
This
movie.
is because, bear in mind, Revice is an anniversary.
Loop Hat
show.
had 51. Loop Hat's not a Kamen Rider, but you're right, it did. And let me tell you, those extra couple episodes did nothing.
Yeah. Lupat did not need that extra time.
Actually, it did. I think it did. It did because
It did? Okay.
it did for me.
Actually, yeah, if we'd never got, like, those last couple episodes, yeah.
I love Loop Hat. It's just that that's a lot of episodes.
That is a lot of episodes.
Hold on, you're saying numbers too much because you're about to start saying number theory shit.
That is number theory. Fuck.
What number are we actually on? 20.
Shit.
No, wait,
3?
it starts with Decade, so...
Oh, yeah. So not even that. Like 13?
Yeah. So what's the... What is that?
Yeah, find
the
that
13 in there, jackass.
When did that stop happening?
Forza.
When did it stop working?
Forza. The number, the writer with the number 4 in his fucking name. Some people suggest that it stopped at Wizard, but
With the 5.
because the hand has 5 fingers, but
I've
there's
seen
no 5 theming in Wizard.
No.
It was just like the thing about number theory, which is funny, is that people assume that it began with Decade as 1 because he used 1 card, but his name was fucking Decade.
10.
Like he was Decade. He was 10. He was the 10 guy. He had an X. He had a big X.
Yeah, a big X on him.
It was only the first 3 Neo Heisei seasons, double O's and 4Z. Double used 2.
And then O's used 3.
3 medals, 4 switches. And the rest of it
Lock
goes.
seeds were in the shape of a 6.
Lock seeds were in the shape of a 6. If you flipped a shift card,
back of a shift card, it's a 7.
It's 7.
Ghost. Fuck
Mugen.
shit. Ghost. Has an infinity on it.
Which if you turn Mugen sideways,
I love that.
It was an
fucking
8.
image so much.
And I think
Gashats
looked like a 9.
So fucking funny.
And then that's a genuine. Oh.
You
no,
really
people were like,
yo. The handle and the round thing on the build driver.
I don't even think people did that. I literally think it was like the first full bottle was a 1 and the second full bottle was a 0 for like no reason.
Nothing. It's not.
But like, I don't even think anybody proposed that one seriously.
Oh, build could turn to decade. That's right.
There you go. Got it.
And there were 10 best matches per set.
And then,
fuck out of here.
Geo was 11 because the show was 11 out of 10.
Geo sweep.
Because there's if you erase a bunch of lines in the word Geo, you get 11. And
0-1 was 12.
0-1 was 12 because
despite having.
Because I'm really struggling on this one. Yeah. I actually can't think of anything because I haven't even thought this far.
No. Rob, how could you forget?
Saber was a 13. A 13 because the sword is a 1 and the book is a 3. There, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then of course Revice is 14 because it took that many episodes for the show to get cut.
I genuinely love Neo Heisei number theory so much. It's one of the funniest fucking things.
It's really nobody like it's not funny anymore because it's like you can't even keep doing it.
You can't, but like I think Build was kind of like the last point you could even keep it going as a joke.
Yeah, and then it's just like wasn't funny anymore.
Yeah,
it stopped being funny at like Ghost.
Yeah,
because
after that,
the thing you could tell it stopped being funny at Ghost because nobody even brought it back until all the way until Mugen was announced, and they were like, "Oh, if you turn it sideways, it's an 8." And it's like that's like 35 episodes into the show.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Well, Ghost, we got nothing." Some of the funniest things aren't funny at all.
They were balls, bro. What's I supposed to do with that?
How do I make something from that?
Oh my god. It's the numbers.
Mason.
It's the numbers. Geets.
Mason.
Geets at 15 is how many writers we're going to get. I really do feel like they kept the writer count pretty okay.
Yeah.
It is kind of,
huh? It is, yeah. I was thinking, it's fine. I woke up.
Not for me, boss.
I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Bit of nothing, huh?
Bit of nothing.
I got things to do like next week.
I got shit to do next week.
I got shit to do like tomorrow. I feel like we probably can wrap up about now, though.
Yeah.
It's a productive talk.
Oh,
actually, it was 9 because Shishi Red showed up. You got it. That's right.
Oh.
Fuck off.
Get the fuck out of here.
The secret thing already happened. Yeah, the secret thing did already happen.
You don't get to know what it is, though.
I'll post about it as soon as this is over. Just to remind everybody. Is there anybody on
at this hallowed hour?
Yes, there's shrimps. You guys get to see some shrimps.
Oh fuck yes! Is that the Monterey Bay Aquarium one?
No, it's shrimps 24/7.
We have Monterey Bay Aquarium live streams at home.
Oh yeah, we got those at home. Fuck off.
24/7.
All right. Next stream isn't until like Friday, I think. Oh, speaking about that, that's the Transformers movie.
Yes.
What we might do on that is it's going to be on Discord because I don't want Hasbro to fuck my ass.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate.
But I might change the rules a little bit and have me and Jay on the mic, like we're doing a normal watch along, like a Twitter one or like a Twitch one. I'm not sure. I feel like that movie might be more enjoyable if we actually have commentary going on it.
It could be. I can go either way on that. I've seen it like
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Million times. Last time I watched it was also on a stream with somebody, but I was just like on a call. But I'm always happy to talk about that movie. So
I might do it just because I think that would be a more enjoyable experience, and I might do it to test how that functions. I've been kicking around the idea of maybe having to switch Toku Tuesdays to Discord just to be safer about it. So I'm not saying that I will or won't, but I want to run a test to see how that goes in terms of like audience, audio, like just a technical run basically, just to see how that goes. So that might be what we end up doing on Friday. And this some other stuff happened this week. I don't really remember. You can look at the schedule. You know what the schedule is. That is it. That is going to be it for us. This has been a somewhat unorthodox first run at this free talk segment. Maybe, I don't know. This, as I said, again, this part individually will go up on YouTube. When it will go up will be determined about how fast I can get the rest of the backlog put up. But I might put this up first and then upload the rest of the backlog later, and then maybe re-upload this just so it looks consistent. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. But that is going to be it. So we are going to go. If you have nothing else to say.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
One of these days I will.
Alright. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.